Hey, so I just wanted to spend a minute talking about why I like Avatar: The Last Airbender and The Legend of Korra. My junior year in high school is when the first season of The Legend of Korra came out, and it was something I talked about every day in math class. And it got to the point where we actually watched the first two episodes in my math class. I just wanted to spread why I like it so much because sometimes you don't necessarily get to explain, you just get to recommend. I just finished watching the Legend of Korra season finale that was released early. I thought, oh, I'll wait till next week. And no, I couldn't resist. Yeah. I'm coming away with a ton of feels, and I feel like that's the biggest part of what Avatar and The Legend of Korra does that other shows don't. And it's not that other shows don't give me feels, it's the number and the quality of the feels. In the span of the last episode of Avatar, it was making me like jump up and down in excitement and laugh out loud and cry and be angry, and I can't think of any other show that's done that for me. I'll get into shows like Full Metal Alchemist and I'll definitely be into them and like have to watch it all, but they don't give me the same number or same quality of feels, and that probably doesn't make any sense, but that's the best way I can explain it. So I'm a person who gets very easily bored of fight scenes and explosions. I probably wouldn't choose to go to a superhero movie on my own. I mean, I go with friends all the time. Well, some of the time when I have friends. I like the movie, but it's just not something I would subject myself to. It's not something I get excited for. Avatar has a lot of, fight scenes. I mean, it's benders. That's like all they do, like what I wanted to explain is why that's okay, like how they do it keeps me entertained. They have ways of pacing things and putting in humor so that it's not weighing down on you the whole time. In the finale of Korra and in the finale of Avatar, there were always these really serious parts, but they managed to sneak in this humanity and this humor into it that I really appreciated. Like in Avatar, the season finale, I feel like that's been out long enough that I can talk about that. That was a whole 4-episode ordeal, and you get on these airships with Suki and Toph and Sokka, and it's pretty serious. Like, you're switching between those scenes and where Aang's fighting Ozai and Katara and Zuko are fighting Azula. But just like those little scenes in the airship where Toph is making blind Joe, it just helps lighten things up. And like I said, it creates a humanity because people aren't always going to be serious. And it leads me into how relatable the characters are. I know a lot of people don't like Korra, especially on the internet, but I look at her and I'm like, wow, that's me when I was 17, except I didn't influence the world in the same manner. Like, honestly, the same level of hot-headedness, I felt like I could relate to her, and even though her character was definitely kind of annoying to watch sometimes, I always had to, like, pull back and recognize that she is a teenager. And no, she's not Aang, and I think a lot of people have problems with her not being Aang, but I like all the new characters. That's what I was so excited for this season, was to be introduced to the plethora of characters, to get to know all of Aang's kids, explore the world we're given a lot more. I just can't think of any other show that's like touched on the same level as Avatar as far as quality. That's another thing I wanted to touch on with the fight scenes, is that in a lot of movies, they'll shortcut stuff. They'll do angles, they'll do explosions, they'll do things to make it so it's as little of a fight scene as possible. But in Avatar, it's an art. It's a pleasure to watch. So that's just all I kind of wanted to talk about. When the finale is officially released next weekend, maybe I'll talk about that more, because I'm probably just gonna stay up all night, because Legend of Korra finale comes out at like 6 p.m. where I live, and then 8 a.m. the next morning is the My Little Pony Season 4 premiere. So I'm probably just gonna stay up. Except not, because I don't stay up well. Like, this is 11 o'clock right now, and I'm like, I'm dying, I wanna go to bed. But yeah, just wanted to explain why I love my favorite show. So what are your thoughts, I guess? I'll just ask you questions now. Who's your favorite character in Avatar, and who's your favorite character in Korra? For me, it's probably Toph, and then I'd probably go with Bolin. I want to hear recommendations from you guys as well. What would you recommend me to watch if you feel like there's anything that's on par with Avatar. I watch a lot of things. I just finished Chobits actually. That's not even on the same level, but so you have an idea of what I just recently watched. I'll just list off some things. I like Kimono no Suja Eren, Kimi ni Dodoke, Full Metal Alchemist Brotherhood, Kobato, and I've watched like a million others. Oh, I'm really enjoying Kyokai no Kanata right now. Maybe I'll do a video on that. That could be interesting. So yeah, now this is basically turning into a ramble, so I'm gonna go.